Think about your life right now. Are you truly living, or are you just existing in the safety of your comfort zone? That soft chair, that familiar routine, that I'm fine feeling, it's not safety, it's a trap. Every day you choose comfort over courage, your potential shrinks, your dreams fade, and your life quietly passes by. Tonight, we're going to break free from the invisible cage holding you back and step into the power you were born to claim. Most people have no idea they're trapped until it's too late. Comfort has a way of sneaking into your life quietly, almost invisibly, wrapping itself around you like a warm blanket that never seems to go away. At first, it feels good, safe, predictable, familiar, but that very feeling of safety is the seed of stagnation. You wake up every day following the same routine, making the same choices, staying in the same environment, and telling yourself, I'm fine like this. And the truth is, for a while, you are fine, but fine is not greatness. And fine is not the life you dreamed of. The trap is that comfort disguises itself as contentment, convincing you that the limits you feel are your reality when in fact they are only self-imposed walls built from hesitation, fear, and avoidance. You start to normalize small compromises. You justify them with excuses that sound reasonable. I don't have time, I'm not ready yet, or this is just how life is. And each justification, each tiny concession, reinforces the invisible chains around your potential. What most people fail to understand is that this trap is subtle. There's no dramatic warning, there's no flashing red light telling you that the life you're living is smaller than the life you could create. Instead, it appears in the little choices, the comfort of not speaking up, the ease of staying in a job that doesn't challenge you, the security of routines that keep you predictable. Over time, these choices accumulate, and before you know it, years pass, and you realize you've built a life around safety rather than around growth. The cruelest part of this trap is that it masquerades as protection. It tells you it's keeping you safe from failure, from embarrassment, from disappointment, from pain, but in reality, it's keeping you from life itself. Every moment spent in comfort is a moment where your true abilities, your passions, your vision, and your greatness are left untapped, quietly waiting for the courage to be called forth. To recognize this trap is the first step toward liberation. It's about becoming aware that comfort is not always your friend. It's about seeing that the life you're capable of, vivid, expansive, extraordinary, is never born in the confines of predictability, and that awareness is what ignites the desire to break free. There's a crucial difference between feeling safe and truly living, and most people never realize it. Complacency creeps in slowly, almost like a fog that dulls your senses. You start believing that because nothing terrible has happened, everything must be okay. You settle into routines, repeat familiar patterns, and convince yourself that life is just supposed to be comfortable. But here's the hard truth. When you confuse comfort with security, you trade your potential for temporary ease. Your dreams don't shrink to fit your life. They get left behind, buried beneath excuses, distractions, and the illusion that good enough is enough. Potential is not measured by how safe you feel, but by how far you are willing to push yourself, how much you are willing to risk, and how boldly you choose to step into the unknown. Every day you choose to stay in a familiar zone, you send a silent message to yourself that mediocrity is acceptable, that playing it safe is enough to survive, that your true power can wait for another day. And yet, the spark of greatness doesn't operate on a schedule. It doesn't knock politely and wait for permission. It demands action, courage, and the willingness to embrace discomfort as a teacher rather than an enemy. Those who rise above the ordinary understand that growth is uncomfortable. It's messy. It tests you, stretches you, and forces you to confront fears you've been avoiding. Complacency may feel like peace, but it is often a mask for fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of leaving what is familiar. And every time you choose fear disguised as comfort, you limit the person you were meant to become. The difference between staying in a safe, predictable life and stepping into your true potential is a single choice repeated over and over. The choice to act, to risk, to push past the boundaries of what you think is possible. Life doesn't reward those who cling to certainty. It rewards those who embrace challenge, who who dare to face uncertainty with boldness and who refuse to let the illusion of comfort dictate the size of their dreams. Complacency might feel peaceful, but it carries an invisible tax. The cost of what you could have been, the adventures you could have had, the people you could have inspired, and the achievements that will remain forever unrealized. Comfort is seductive because it feels safe, but that feeling is often an illusion. It convinces you that staying where you are is the smartest, most rational choice, while in reality, it quietly limits everything you could become. Security feels real because it is tangible. You can measure your routines, predict your days, and control your environment. But true growth is rarely predictable. Life's greatest opportunities are not found in schedules or familiar patterns. They are discovered in moments of risk, in choices that push you beyond what you know. The illusion of security tells you that taking risks is dangerous, that stepping outside the familiar is reckless, and that the life you already have is enough. And while that illusion comforts the mind, it slowly erodes the soul. The more you cling to the known, the smaller your world becomes. You begin to believe that safety is freedom, when in fact it is a cage. The walls are invisible, but they exist in the decisions you avoid, the conversations you never start, the dreams you set aside. Every day that you choose the comfort of certainty, you pay a hidden price, the chance to learn, to evolve, to achieve, and to experience the fullness of life. People underestimate how powerful this trap is because it doesn't scream at you, it whispers. It whispers in moments when you opt for convenience over challenge, familiarity over possibility, ease over excellence, and slowly those whispers become the soundtrack of your life, shaping your choices without you realizing it. The truth is, security is never the enemy. Fear disguised as security is. It's fear that keeps you glued to routines, fear that convinces you that the unknown is dangerous, and fear that convinces you to settle for less than your potential. Once you see that, you understand the stakes. You realize that real fulfillment is not found in staying safe. It's found in taking bold action, in leaning into discomfort, and in testing the limits of what you believe is possible. The illusion of security can feel comforting in the short term, but over time, it quietly steals your best ID as your highest aspirations and the chance to live a life that truly excites you. Understanding this is what sparks the courage to move forward, to challenge the familiar, and to step into a life that is bigger than the limits you once believed were fixed. Every choice to stay within your comfort zone carries a cost, even if it's invisible at first. It's not always dramatic. It doesn't happen overnight. But over time, the consequences accumulate like a slow, unstoppable tide. When you remain in the familiar, you rob yourself of growth, learning, and the chance to discover the full scope of your abilities. The life you live becomes a series of small compromises, each one seemingly insignificant, but together they form a barrier between you and your potential. You miss opportunities because taking risks feels too uncomfortable. You avoid challenges because failure seems frightening, forgetting that failure is often the fastest teacher. Dreams that once excited you slowly fade into the background as routine, and predictability takes center stage. And the worst part is that you don't always notice the decay at first. You tell yourself, I'm okay, while secretly wondering why your energy feels dulled, why your passion feels dimmed, why your days feel smaller than they should. The consequences of staying put are not always measured in dramatic loss. They are measured in what you never attempt, the ideas you never pursue, and the people you never become. Your confidence erodes quietly because nothing in your life challenges you to rise. Your creativity is stifled because your mind is confined by patterns that never demand innovation. Your relationships, your career, your health, even your sense of purpose, all suffer when you refuse to push beyond the familiar. And while comfort may feel safe, it comes at the cost of regret. Regret for the risks you didn't take, the words you didn't speak, the paths you didn't explore. The problem is that human nature is deceptive. The short-term relief of staying in place feels good, but the long-term consequences are devastating. Life rewards action, boldness, and courage. It rewards those willing to step into uncertainty, to risk discomfort, to challenge the limits of what they know. Those who stay comfortable may avoid temporary stress, but they also avoid the profound satisfaction of accomplishment, the exhilaration of overcoming, and the transformation that comes only from facing what scares you most. Every day you remain in your comfort zone is a day spent paying the hidden price of W. Hat could have been the experiences you forfeit, the growth you delay, and the extraordinary life that remains just out of reach. The moment you realize that comfort has been holding you back is also the moment you uncover your power. It's a choice, a decision, a turning point. You can either stay where you are, safe but limited, or step forward into the unknown and claim the life that's waiting for you. Action is not optional if you want to break free from the trap. It is the lifeblood of growth, the engine of transformation, the force that separates those who dream from those who achieve. Every great accomplishment, every breakthrough, every story of triumph begins with someone deciding that fear will no longer dictate their choices. And this isn't about reckless risk, it's about deliberate courage, the kind that pushes you to stretch, to challenge, to test yourself against the boundaries of what you believe is possible. When you step beyond the familiar, you discover strengths you never knew existed, ideas you never imagined, and a confidence that can only be earned by facing discomfort head-on. Excitement, passion, and fulfillment are not found in the safety of predictability. They are found on the edge where action meets uncertainty and where persistence meets resistance. This is where your vision comes alive, where dreams transform from possibilities into realities. The T, all to action, is urgent because life doesn't wait. Every day spent in comfort is a day lost to potential. Every hesitation, every delay, every excuse allows the trap to tighten its grip. But the incredible news is that the choice is always yours. You have the power to redefine what is possible for your life by refusing to settle for the status quo. When you embrace discomfort as an opportunity rather than a threat. When you take the first bold step despite fear, the entire world shifts in response. Doors that seem closed begin to open. Energy that felt stagnant begins to flow. Momentum builds, confidence grows, and suddenly the life you imagined isn't just a dream, it becomes your reality. The key is to act decisively, consistently, and with full commitment. Small steps are enough to break the pattern, but relentless action turns possibility into mastery, hesitation into confidence, and fear into freedom. The time to step beyond the familiar, to confront the trap of comfort, and to claim the extraordinary life waiting for you is not tomorrow, not next week, not when conditions are perfect. The time is now.